What if you were thrown out on the street at 76? What if your own daughter told you you've become a burden? I'm Vincent, and that's exactly what happened to me. But I'm going to tell you something nobody knew. I was on the street by choice, hiding my $50 million fortune. Why? Because I wanted to see people's true faces. For 6 months I lived on the streets. Who helped me? Who treated a beggar like a human being? And who saw their own father on the street and ignored him? Today is my daughter's wedding, and I'm about to enter the wedding hall as a beggar. The groom's father is my former business partner. He knows me. Now I'm going to tell everyone the truth. My name is Vincent Harris. I'm 76 years old, and until 6 months ago, I lived in a modest 2-bedroom apartment in downtown Seattle. I'm a retired software engineer. Or that's what I told everyone. The truth is different, very different. 45 years ago, I founded a tech startup with my best friend Leonard. We worked in a garage, ate instant noodles, slept 3 hours a night. By 1995, our company was worth $200 million. By 2005, we sold it for $500 million. My share, $250 million. After taxes and investments, $50 million sitting in my account. But I never told anyone. Not my wife Clara before she passed away 10 years ago. Not my only daughter Natalie. Nobody. Why? Because Clara and I made a pact. Let's live simply. Let's see if people love us for who we are, not what we have. So we lived in a small apartment, drove old cars, shopped at discount stores, and we were happy. Clara died thinking we were just comfortable retirees with a pension. After her death, I continued the same life. Natalie would visit occasionally. "Dad, this apartment is so old. Why don't you move somewhere nicer?" she'd say. "I'm comfortable here," I'd reply. But 2 years ago, things changed. Natalie married Derek, a real estate developer. Derek was different. Every time they visited, he'd look around my apartment with disgust. "Vincent, you're living like a homeless person," he'd say. "This is embarrassing." "I like simple living," I'd respond. "Simple? This is poverty." Natalie would laugh uncomfortably. "Derek, don't be rude." But Derek continued. Every visit, a new comment. "Your clothes are from the 90s. Your TV is ancient. Do you even have savings?" One day, Natalie came alone. She sat down looking uncomfortable. "Dad, I need to talk to you about something." "What is it, honey?" "Derek and I, we're worried about you. You're getting older, living alone. What if something happens?" "I'm fine, Natalie. I'm healthy." "But Dad, what about money? Do you have enough? For medical bills, for emergencies?" I looked at her carefully. "Are you worried about me or worried about inheritance?" Her face flushed. "Dad, how can you say that? I'm just asking." "Of course I'm worried about you. You're my father." But I saw something in her eyes, a calculation, a measurement. That night I made a decision. I would test her, test everyone. I called Leonard. "Leonard, old friend, I need your advice." "Vincent, it's been months. How are you?" "I'm thinking about something crazy." "Knowing you, it probably is. What's the plan?" I told him everything. My doubts about Natalie, my desire to test humanity, my plan to live on the streets. Leonard was silent for a long moment. "Vincent, you're 76. The streets are dangerous." "I know, but I need to do this." "For how long?" 6 months. Maybe less if I die." I laughed. "Not funny." "Okay, if you're serious, I'll help. I'll watch over you. Secret cameras, daily check-ins. But if anything happens, you pull me out. Deal." 3 days later, Natalie came with Derek. They didn't knock. They had a key. They walked in with 2 men in suits. "Dad, we need to talk," Natalie said, her voice firm. "About what?" Derek stepped forward. "Vincent, we've made a decision. You can't live here anymore. You're too old. You need to be in a facility." "A facility? You mean a nursing home?" "Assisted living," Natalie corrected quickly. "It's for your own good. I don't need assisted living. I'm perfectly capable." "Dad, you're 76, Natalie shouted. "You can barely take care of yourself. Look at this place. It's falling apart." "Because you won't let us pay for repairs," Derek added. "You're too proud, too stubborn." "This is my home," I said quietly. "Not anymore," Derek said, nodding to the suited men. "We have power of attorney. You're being moved." "Power of attorney? I never signed." "You're mentally unfit to make decisions," Natalie said, not meeting my eyes. The doctor confirmed it. "What doctor?" "I haven't seen a doctor." "Dr. Stevens, Derek's friend. He evaluated you and—" "This is illegal." I stood up. "You can't do this." "We can. We are." Derek opened the door. "Pack your essentials. You're moving today. And if I refuse, then we'll have you committed. Your choice." I looked at my daughter, my own flesh and blood, standing there, not even ashamed, just impatient. "Natalie," I said softly, "is this really what you want?" She swallowed. "It's for your own good, Dad." That's when I knew. This wasn't about my welfare. This was about my apartment, my assets. They thought I had something worth taking. "Fine," I said, "but not to a facility. I'll find my own place." Derek laughed. "With what money? Your pension barely covers food." "I'll manage." "No, you're going to Sunny Grove Assisted Living. It's arranged." "I refuse." "Then you're mentally incompetent, and we're committing you." I saw the trap. If I fought, they'd institutionalize me. If I went to their facility, I'd be trapped. So I played a different card. "You're right," I said, slumping my shoulders. "I'm tired. I can't fight anymore. I'll go." Natalie's face showed relief. "Thank you, Dad. You'll see it's for the best. Just give me one day to say goodbye to my home." Derek and Natalie exchanged looks. "One day. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. we pick you up." After they left, I called Leonard. "It's happening." And in a hidden pocket, my phone, connected to Leonard, a small camera button, and my bank card, just in case. At 6 a.m., I left my apartment. I walked to Pioneer Square, the heart of Seattle's homeless population. I found a quiet corner. I sat down. I put out a cardboard sign, "Please help, any amount appreciated," and I waited. By 9 a.m., I heard my phone buzz. "Leonard, Natalie and Derek just arrived at your apartment. They're panicking. Police have been called. You're officially a missing person." I texted back, "Good. Day one on the streets taught me everything." 47 people walked past me that day. 89 threw money. Most didn't look at me. They just tossed coins like feeding pigeons. 47 people insulted me. "Get a job, drug addict, waste of space." 12 people stopped to talk. "Are you okay? Do you need food?" Real human connection. 3 people sat down with me, really listened, treated me like a person. And one person, a homeless woman named Ruth, shared her sandwich with me. "We gotta look out for each other," she said. By night, I was exhausted, hungry, cold. Leonard texted, "Come home. This is crazy." I texted back, "Day 1 of 01, I'm staying." Week 1, I learned the hierarchy of the streets, where to sleep safely, where to get food, which police officers were kind and which were cruel. I learned that being invisible is a skill. Week 2, I saw Natalie. She drove past in her BMW. I was sitting on the corner, my sign out. She looked right at me. Our eyes met. She looked away, drove on. She didn't recognize me, or she chose not to. Week 3, Derek drove past, saw me, laughed, said something to whoever was in the car with him. They both laughed. Week 4, I attended a missing person vigil for myself. Natalie was there crying, "I just want my dad to come home," she told the news cameras. Behind her, Derek looked bored, checking his phone. Month 2, I started really understanding street life. Ruth became my friend. She was 62, a former teacher, lost her job, lost her home, lost everything. "How long have you been out here?" I asked. 11 years, she said. "Why don't you go to a shelter?" She laughed bitterly. "Vincent, shelters are worse than streets sometimes. Theft, violence, disease. At least out here I'm free." I learned that homeless people are the most honest society. No pretenses, no fake smiles. If Ruth had food, she shared. If someone needed a blanket, we found one. We were a community. Month 3, Natalie drove past me 8 times. 8 times. Each time I made sure she could see my face. She never stopped, never even slowed down. Month 4, I saw them renovating my apartment. New windows, new paint. They were selling it. My home of 30 years, being sold. I called Leonard. "They're selling my apartment." "I know. Listed for $850,000. That's robbery. I bought it for $120,000. Seattle real estate. They're going to make a fortune. From my home." "Vincent, come in. You've proven your point." "No, not yet." Month 5, the weather turned cold. October in Seattle. Rain every day. I got sick, cough, fever. Ruth brought me to a shelter clinic. "You need antibiotics," the doctor said. "I can't afford them." She gave them to me anyway. "Free clinic. Please take care of yourself," she said kindly. That night, shivering in a doorway, I wondered if I was crazy. I had $50 million in the bank. I could be warm, safe, comfortable. Why was I doing this? Then I remembered Natalie's face, the calculation, the coldness, and I knew I needed to see this through. Month 6, Natalie's wedding invitations went out. I saw one. Ruth found it in a trash can. "Natalie Harris and Marcus Chen request the honor of your presence." Marcus Chen, Leonard's son. I called Leonard immediately. "Your son is marrying my daughter." "Vincent, I was going to tell you. They met 8 months ago. It's serious.
Does Marcus know about me? About us? Yes, I told him everything. Your test, the streets. He's horrified about what Natalie did. And he's still marrying her. He says he loves her. He wants to help her see the truth. Leonard, I have a plan. Day 100, the wedding day. I cleaned up as best I could. Ruth helped me. You're going to crash a wedding looking like that? Not crashing. Attending. In my own way. I walked to the venue. The Grand Seattle Hotel. Luxury. Elegance. Hundreds of guests in formal wear. I stood outside the entrance. Put out my cup. Held my sign. Please help. Anything appreciated. Wedding guests walked past. Some gave money. Most ignored me. Some looked disgusted. Then I saw him. Leonard. In a tuxedo. Walking toward the entrance. He saw me. Froze. His face went white. George. He whispered. Is that Vincent? I nodded slightly. He walked over. Tears in his eyes. My God, Vincent. What have you done to yourself? Learning. I said quietly. For 6 months. Come inside. Please. Let me. Not yet. Is Marcus here? Yes. He knows you're doing this. No. But he will soon. Leonard gripped my shoulder. This is going to destroy her. She destroyed herself. I said. I'm just revealing the truth. The ceremony was beautiful. Through the glass doors, I could see everything. Natalie in a white dress. Marcus in a tuxedo. Hundreds of guests. The reception started. Music. Dancing. I could hear laughter. Then Marcus stepped outside. For air, I assumed. He saw me. Stopped. Sir, are you okay? He asked kindly. Just trying to get by, I said. My voice raspy. He reached into his pocket. Pulled out a $100 bill. Here. Get some food. Get somewhere warm. I looked up at him. You're the groom. Yes. How did you know? Your tuxedo. Congratulations. Thank you. He paused. What's your name? Vincent. He froze. Vincent Harris. His face drained of color. Oh my God. You're Natalie's father? I nodded. I need to get my dad. Please, wait here. He ran inside. Moments later, Leonard came out. Marcus behind him. Then more people. Curious guests. Ladies and gentlemen. Marcus said loudly. I need everyone to come outside for a moment. The entire wedding party filed out. Natalie in her wedding dress. Confused. Marcus, what's happening? Marcus pointed at me. Natalie, who is this man? She glanced at me. A homeless person. Marcus, why are we? Look closer, Marcus said, his voice shaking. She looked, really looked. Her face went pale. Dad? The crowd gasped. Hello, Natalie, I said quietly. Dad, why are you? She couldn't finish the sentence. Leonard stepped forward. Vincent Harris, my best friend, my business partner. For 6 months, he's been living on the streets, by choice. More gasps. Why? Someone asked. I stood up slowly. My body ached. Because 6 months ago, my daughter decided I was a burden. She tried to force me into a home, sell my apartment, take control of my life. She told me I was mentally incompetent, that I had nothing, that I was worthless. Natalie's face was white. Dad, that's not. So I decided to test humanity, test compassion. For 183 days, I lived on these streets. I saw who stopped, who cared, who saw a human being instead of trash. I reached into my pocket, pulled out my phone. Leonard, can you pull up my bank account on the screen? Leonard nodded, connected his phone to a portable projector he'd brought. On the wall of the hotel, a bank statement appeared. Account holder, Vincent Harris. Balance, $52,347,000 thouers in 2047. The crowd erupted in chaos. $52 million, I said loudly. That's my fortune. From the tech company Leonard and I built. I never told anyone. I lived simply, happily, until my daughter decided I was too poor to keep around. Natalie was crying. Dad, I didn't know. You drove past me 8 times, Natalie. 8 times. I was sitting on the corner. You looked right at me. You never stopped. I didn't recognize. You didn't want to recognize. Because acknowledging a homeless person means acknowledging your own humanity. Derek pushed through the crowd. This is ridiculous. Vincent, you're clearly insane. And for what? An $850,000 apartment sale, when he's worth $50 million. Derek's face showed shock, then calculation, then panic. Marcus turned to Natalie. You told me your father abandoned you, that he was mentally ill, that you tried to help him but he disappeared. I thought, you thought what? Marcus's voice was breaking. That he was poor, worthless. So you erased him. I was trying to help, Natalie shouted. He was living in poverty. I wanted to give him a better life. By forcing him into a home, selling his apartment, taking his freedom. Marcus shook his head. Natalie, I can't marry someone who did that to their own father. Marcus, please. No, he said firmly. He took off his wedding ring. I'm sorry. This wedding is over. The crowd was silent. I walked toward Natalie. She was sobbing. "Natalie," I said softly, "for 183 days, I learned what matters. Not money, not comfort, humanity, compassion, connection. I met people on the streets with nothing, absolutely nothing, who shared their last meal with me. And I watched you, my own daughter, drive past me 8 times without stopping. I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'm so sorry. I know, but sorry doesn't change what happened. I'm changing my will. Everything goes to the Seattle Homeless Foundation. Every penny. They'll use it to build shelters, clinics, job training programs, because the people on those streets, they deserve more than society gives them. Dad, please, you'll be okay, Natalie. You have Derek. You have your apartment sale money. You don't need me." I turned to Leonard. "Can you give me a ride?" "Where to?" "Back to the streets. Ruth is waiting for me. We're starting a non-profit together. She's got experience. I've got funding. We're going to change things." As Leonard and I walked away, I heard Natalie collapse, crying. Part of me felt sad. She was my daughter, but a bigger part felt free. 6 months later, the Vincent Harris Foundation opened its doors. A 200-bed shelter, free medical clinic, job training center, all funded by my fortune. Ruth became the director. From homeless to director, she laughed. "Who would have thought? You earned it," I told her. "Marcus visited often. My father told me what you did. It's incredible. How's Natalie?" I asked, though I wasn't sure I wanted to know. "She left Derek. She's been volunteering here. Every day. Serving food. Talking to residents. I think she's trying to understand." One day Natalie came to my office. She looked different. Simpler. Humble. "Dad, can we talk?" "Of course." She sat down. "I've been volunteering here for 4 months. I've met people. Heard their stories. Ruth told me about her 11 years on the streets. Carlos told me about losing his family. Maria told me about escaping abuse. And, for years I didn't see you. I saw what I wanted to see. A burden. A responsibility. An obstacle to the life I wanted. Go on. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I wanted you to know. I see you now. Finally. And I'm sorry. Truly sorry." I looked at my daughter. For the first time in years, I saw real emotion. Real understanding. "Natalie, I can't give you back the money. It's committed to the foundation. I don't want the money, Dad. Can I get to know you? The real you?" I smiled. "I'd like that." Today I'm 77 years old. I live in a small apartment above the shelter. Every morning, I have coffee with Ruth and our team. We've helped 2,000 people off the streets, found jobs for 800, reunited 50 families. Natalie works here full-time now. She and Marcus got back together. They married in a small ceremony at the shelter. Instead of luxury, they chose meaning. Sometimes I think about those 183 days. The cold, the hunger, the invisibility. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Because I learned the truth. Money doesn't define worth. Comfort doesn't define character. How we treat the most vulnerable among us, that defines humanity. And me. I'm no longer Vincent Harris, the secret millionaire. I'm Vincent Harris, the former homeless man who found his purpose. The best decision I ever made was walking away from everything. Because in losing everything, I found what truly mattered. This story is for every person who's ever been invisible. Every homeless individual treated like trash. Every elderly person discarded by family. You are seen. You matter. Your worth isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in humanity. And to those with wealth, power, or comfort, remember that circumstances can change in an instant. Treat everyone with dignity. Because one day, you might be the one holding the sign.